Hello everyone. I am here to show you how I have been painting a van in January. Now, it's not usually recommended to paint in cold weather, but I also read that paint can still be used effectively up until like the mid 30s in temperature. So as long as the van starts at like 35, 37 degrees, I've declared it okay to paint. And anyone out there who is a painter may cringe at that information, but I want to get this van done, people. And this is the step that I'm on, and this is the time of year that I'm on it. I'm in Illinois right now. So it's either I just sit around and don't do a whole lot, or I get it done. I just wear a ton of layers, one space heater, two lights on an extension cord, and that usually does the trick. And I thought you might enjoy the steps that it takes to prepare myself for painting a van in the winter. Here we go. Right now, I have a tank top on underneath this shirt. And this tank top, here, I don't know how to do this. So the tank top underneath this is tucked into the tights, so that as I reach up to the ceiling, the shirt doesn't ride up and then like my whole sides are exposed to the cold. Then above it, I have this pink thermal that is basically something I just wear to be comfy in the house. It's not a shirt that I'm like going to cry if it got paint on it. So that's nice. That's nice. This is over the pair of tights that I'm going to wear. They're penguins. They're the cutest patutest tights. So we don't care about matching in the van either, because it's all going to be covered up by layers. This is the base layer. On our feet, we currently have a stripy pair of toucan socks. We will soon have another pair of socks. And another pair of socks. What? Before we go downstairs, we try to figure out a way to get the hair remove it from the face. I'm realizing that this is stretched out. We're not going to use that one. This one's generic. We don't care if we get paint on this. All right. No hair in the face. Ready to go down to the basement. Quick detour. This is Marjorie. She's the cutest little girl in the whole world, and I love her so much. She's a little sweet fluffy butt. And this is Keenan. And this is Kellogg's. Hi, buddy. I come to you now from the dark and drafty basement. I'm like in the hangars down here. This is where I get ready to go out in the cold. What I try to do first is I try to cover up with a bandana. Okay, this is perfect. This is great. And my hair thing fell out. Oh, here comes the cat from behind the camera. I do not want the cat to knock it over. If this phone falls on the cement, it's going to get knocked down, and it's not going to get back up again. Try this again, shall we? So now we have the bandana in place. Now we go over here to where we have the outdoor gear, and we grab both this hat and this ear warmer thingy. I'm sure there's a name for it. I don't know what it is. It always gets tripped up by the tie in the back of the bandana and the little floofer thing. We got this beautiful ensemble. Obviously, I'm starting fashion trends in the van world. Then I also have this sweatshirt. And I like this sweatshirt because it has pockets and it zips up, so I don't have to put anything over my head, which will definitely get in the way of this little floopadoop and the tie in the back and the bow, and it's just an issue, I tell ya. coming back this way. So now over here, behind me, I have the rest of the layers. We have this sweatshirt that I got at the Goodwill. $6 maybe, $5, probably $5. So this sweatshirt also zips up. I'm typically a medium, depending on how the thing is made. So I went to the large section, whether you're painting or hiking or whatever reason you might need to do layers, get something really cheap that you don't care about and then layer up. I care so little if this gets paint on it. Get something just like a size larger so it fits over all the rest of your layers. Then we have a large pair of sweatpants. They're low rise. That was stupid. I don't know why I bought low rise. No wonder I have such issues with my shirts riding up, like I had mentioned before. I had no idea. Oh my gosh. These boots on the ground are my paint boots that I also got at a local store called Salt and Light. That's similar to a Goodwill, but the stuff's cheaper. And I think I spent $4 on these rain boots that I do not care about getting paint on. Everybody wins. You know who doesn't win right now? Me. Keenan just laid a fresh deuce, and it is rancid. Because I do not want to clean this cat box right now. I'm in so many layers. I'm ready to do stuff. It's so bad, though. We're going to attempt to put these sweatpants on. Again, we are leading in the van life fashion trends. Now that we have the second layer of sweatpants on, we work our pink thermal layer I mentioned before. Make sure it's tucked in all the way around so that it stays in. Riveting stuff here, folks. After that, we have this jacket by Massimo Supply Co. I got it for free from my friend Bridget. Shout out Bridget. Thank you for the free jacket. That of which has been to, if you include America, because that's where I am right now, 5 different countries. It has gotten me through this van build for sure. Because this is the jacket I wear even when I don't need so many layers. It is caked with paint. We love it. Thank you so much, Bridget. You're a gem of a human. Let's hang out. I'm going to drive to Georgia eventually in the van and we'll hang out and tell me where to park and then you can show me around. After all of this, we have the final apron. This is the most annoying part of this because the aforementioned hat earmuff situation is all back here somewhere and you gotta navigate around it without ruining the placement of the items that you just put on your head. That was far more successful than usual. That's like the easy part, right? Okay, so now we gotta loop the loop. And then we gotta loop the lie. And then we gotta dupe or something on a Saturday night. Actually, that was actually a pretty good one. I need to film myself doing this more often. After all of this, we have the work paint gloves that I got at Menards. I currently have the van mostly painted. Right now I'm gonna touch up the ceiling today. So that means I've done 2 coats on the ceiling already. I've done 2 coats on the walls as well and primed it before painting it. So I've done most of the painting already. I'm surprised I didn't forget anything. Usually I forget to put on like the pairs of socks or something. So I have all this stuff on. I have to go all the way back upstairs. I'm like, oh. Not today. Today was actually pretty damn flawless. This usually takes a lot longer. But it's one of those things where I was like, I must look like a sight. When Jeremy comes home from work, he just sees this decked out person just like painting a ceiling or a wall or something. I want to show you some before and after clips. I want to kind of show you just how much effort has gone into what the van looks like at this moment. Is it great yet? I mean, I think it's fantastic. So I wanted to show you just how much progress has been made really briefly before going out there and showing you what the setup is like painting in the cold in January. So here are a few photos. The journey that we've had. So far, any videos that I post about van stuff is probably going to be more like updates on how things are going. If you're interested, come back and see me. I just can't focus on the task at hand and film at the same time. I want to get better at it, but right now I'm not there. Maybe I'll know when to stop and fill people in while I'm doing stuff or whatever. I might get better about that in the future, and I can certainly keep trying. Just forewarning that that's where we're at currently. Hope you stick around if that is what you're fine with. Let's get outside and get started. Okay, friends, we are now out in the van. Here, I'm gonna flip it around and see if I can't show you some sights. This is what she looks like, everybody. So we're touching up the back 2 panels of the ceiling today. There's just some spots that looks kind of splotchy. It doesn't look like I blended it very well, and it's because I tried to use, it was navy glitter paint. And I was like, oh, this is gonna look so cool up there. And then it just sort of morphed the coloring of whatever color I had put on underneath it. Oopsie daisy, I guess I spent some money on some sparkle paint I didn't need to spend. It was on sale for like $3. I have spent money on stupider things. Just, need to take a little bit of time to paint over it. And then also, here, we'll see if I can't show you. Maybe it's better to flip around. I don't know. Okay. So right up where the wall meets the ceiling, you can kind of see where the ceiling paint sort of bled over here and there. And so we're going to just paint the little rim area all the same color. That's the plan for today. Oh, and I'm listening to a new funk playlist, NU Funk. It's about 5.5 hours of new funk music. It opens with Tank and the Banga's new single. If you're into funk, that's what I'm listening to right now. Highly recommend. So here we have the lights and the heater that we've been using to paint to stay relatively comfortable. Honestly, I've only had one night so far where I was like, okay, I'm losing feeling in my toes. I need to figure it out. And then I quit early. I'm gonna set it up inside and show you how it all goes. I make sure as much cord as possible is inside the van before closing the door, as much as I can. There's still like a little bitty sliver of opening right here, but it's not, the door's not wide open and letting all the heat escape, basically. I just recently bought a new multi-prong cord thing from the Idea store. They were selling those sorts of extra pronged outlets or whatever for $1. We're gonna utilize that and possibly get a second space heater in here, yo. Who am I living this lush and lavish lifestyle? Who am I? 24601. Okay, hooray. We're gonna start from the middle and work our way back. A bit of an update. I just went for my first bathroom break. I think I was out here for about a couple hours. I was able to withstand it so far, so it hasn't gotten too cold, but I will say it's getting close and I can start to see my breath. I don't know if we can just see it right now. I finished like the major touch-ups on the ceiling itself. We're gonna do the trim, or we're at least gonna see how far along we can get with the trim before our finglies or our butt freezes, or important parts of the body freezes. Probably one of my biggest annoyances doing this is there's not really great lighting for it. Eventually there's glare no matter where. I swear it doesn't matter where I sit or where the light sits. I'm sure I'm doing something wrong. I'm sure I am. It's an interesting setup out here in the van in January in the driveway, you know what I mean? gotta say, this is going quite swimmingly. My nose is a bit nipply. We're just trying to get into the grooves in between the wall and the ceiling and make it so that there's no more white at all left. I'm quite pleased. I think I just might finish all of the trim, the sky trim. Haha, sky trim. Haha. Anywho. Then we will only have the walls to touch up left. I'm optimistic that I can complete this in this session and then 2 more sessions. Captain's Log, Jean-Claude Vann, January 30th, 8:03 p.m. Jeremy gets home in about a couple hours, maybe a little less. The goal is to get the rest of the trim finished. We will see how it goes. Finished some touch-ups on the ceiling, and I'm really pleased with it. But we're still working on trim, so we still have this whole other side to do. I got me some beverages to tide me over. I don't know if I'll get hungry. We'll see how it goes, y'all. You know how it is. Thank you for watching so far. I think now is the time to, at the very least, paint and have a dance party. So let's get to it. Ooh, my neck needs cracked or something. Eesh. It's dripping. It is now mid-March. It's taken me almost 2 months to finally finish. And it was a short month. It was February. But it was still cold. And so you can assume that I looked just like this. And I was in here painting for hours and hours and hours and doing deep dives into random artists while listening to music. I found it very soothing to do this. I am finally finished. I would say I have like a couple things here and there that I want to fix, but other than that, I've scraped off the excess paint that was on the windows. I've fixed a new trim for the ceiling. If nothing else, I am 95 to almost 100% done. I've been out here in the coldest months of the year with this little space heater in the distance there. For some reason it's been facing the wall, because I'm really good at this, y'all. You would think a couple months of doing this I would be able to monitor where my stuff is, but here we are today. I'm about to take this van to my friend's shop tomorrow. Shout out to Brian, you are awesome! And he's gonna work on the mechanics, and after that, I'm gonna lay the floor. We're getting there, everybody. Here's what it looks like, okay? There's a little bit of work that still needs done paint-wise, but for the most part, she's done. Well, beautiful people, I want to thank you very much for watching. Jean-Claude Vann is getting there, everybody. We're gonna drive him to the Grand Canyon and then back to Illinois. Thank you all for coming along for this video. I sincerely appreciate any support, and I will try to take you along for other parts of this journey if you would like. Maybe you don't. I don't know, I've never really seen anybody like show this aspect of like working on a van in the winter and stuff like that before, so I'm kind of hoping that you got a little a bit of an idea of what it's like to paint a van in the winter, I guess. Dance parties galore. And let me tell you, I've had a great time, and I highly recommend. I don't know how to end videos. That being said, thank you so very much for watching this video. And I don't know when I'll post again, but when I do, hopefully it's a good time. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day.